Earlier in 2020, I made a New Year's resolution to normalize my relationship with food. And for the most part, I've been doing it by doing intermittent fasting and also by making sure that I'm not overeating. Before I eat, I will give myself, if I have a food craving during the day, I'll give myself 6 minutes to mull it over and then think about if I really do need to eat. I chose six because I call it dietary distancing. Give myself 6 minutes of dietary distance between myself and the food. And it's really been very helpful. Sometimes we just need to, sometimes what we don't need is food. We need some kind of recreation. We need to take a break. And a lot of, I would say at least 75% of the time when I'm craving food, I'm actually craving something else. And I've really come to realize that. Now here's the thing. Not long ago I was driving from Seattle to Missoula, and then 2 months later I drove back, obviously, and I was fasting during both of those drives. It takes about 2 days, including breaks for myself, to drive the distance each way. Obviously, when I'm on the road, I don't have access to taking a shower. I don't have the best bathrooms to use, obviously. And what I really love about the fast is that when I stop eating, my body stops stinking. And quite frankly, even nowadays, even now that I'm home and I'm fasting almost, I'm eating one meal a day, I find I need to shower a whole lot less. I used to shower twice a day. Now I can get away with showering every other day, it seems like. So 4 times less, right? And it makes me wonder. So obviously, there's a number of opportunity costs to eating, right? It puts punctuations into your day, right? You can't drive to Missoula as comfortably if you're eating, if you want to take a long distance flight, if you want to even depending on what you do for a living, right? Imagine pick any sort of career and think about what it would be like if you didn't have to schedule a lunch break. I hate to pick on anybody's career here, so I won't mention one, but I'll let you think about it. And think about what it would be like if you didn't have to schedule a break for food. I bet your job would flow a whole lot better. Right now, I teach at a technical university, and I also do private tutoring on the side. And my scheduling is a lot easier now that I don't have to think about food, right? Okay, but the biggest potential opportunity cost is that I was reading online that singles make a whole lot less money than their married counterparts, like half as much. And if my body stinks, I'll probably be single longer, right? And if I'm eating, my body will stink, right? So it makes me wonder when I look at my favorite food. Let's say I'm looking at, well, this is not so bad in terms of stink, but let's say I'm looking at a bag of grapes, right? It makes me wonder. So let's say I paid about $3 for that bag, but the real cost is all the lost opportunities, the inconvenience and all that, and obviously inconvenience often translates to other costs, right? If you're driving and you need to stay at a hotel because you need to shower or whatever the case is, right? It translates to something, right? It makes me wonder if we could put an opportunity cost on all our bad habits, what it would look like, right? I always wish I had a device, right? I could point at a bad habit, right? Okay, this bag of grapes, not getting enough sleep, right? Maybe the device has a clock on it, and if you're still not sleeping, it'll tell you, oh my God, you're losing $300 from sleeping so late, $800, right? I bet that would quickly put me to sleep, right? Or if you smoke cigarettes, right? Every time you get that cigarette, I don't know, I wonder what the opportunity cost for smoking it. It's probably non-linear, right? The very first cigarette that you smoke probably has a much bigger opportunity cost than the 100th one, right? There's a much bigger difference between being a non-smoker and a social smoker versus being a social smoker compared to like a full-time smoker, right? I would imagine the gap is bigger from the non to the social smoker, right? If that even is a thing, right? So smoking is a very antisocial activity nowadays, right? I have a bad habit of looking directly into the sun, right? When I view the night sky. If I knew the opportunity costs of that, I might find a different hobby altogether, right? What else do I do that's bad for me? When I go to the Computer Olympiad, right? It doesn't seem like a very unhealthy event, except that I'm often going there instead of going somewhere more relaxing, right? That probably has an opportunity cost too, right? Anyways, what's your worst habit? And take an estimate of what the opportunity cost is. Leave a comment.